Hi guys, I'm here with a different video for you today. I thought I would do a tag video centred around day planners and Filofaxes and getting yourself organised. So there are quite a few tags on YouTube that I've seen, mainly geared around just Filofax, and they didn't quite have some of the questions that I of things I wanted to talk about and get to know from other people, because it's centred around more of the prettying up aspect of Filofax and the materialistic thing of how much stuff you can buy for your Filofax. Sorry if I've offended anybody there, but what I try, I hope, and get across in some of my videos is that you don't have to have a massive budget and buy lots of stuff in order to organise yourself. All you need is a piece of paper and a pencil, and that's it. You know, that's all you need to get yourself organised. And so I wanted to talk a bit more about organisational things. So that's why I set up this tag. I'll put all the questions in the comment section below, and so if you want to do this tag, you don't have to watch the video again, all the questions are already there. And I would love to see your tags, because I tag all of you that watch this video. Please do it and let me know. So I'll jump straight in with the questions. I've got them printed out in front of me. And the first one is, what planner, because I want it to be generic rather than just about a Filofax. We're talking about any planner or any kind of organisation tools that you use. So what planner or planners do you own, and which ones do you actually use? Now I've got 3 Filofaxes, and my first one that I bought was a compact size, and I've had that a long time. But I was finding that I was having more and more notebooks, and the compact size Filofax was literally just my diary, but I didn't have enough room to write in there. So I then went up to the personal size, and again I was all over the place, and I didn't really have enough room for everything that I wanted to do within that, because I wanted to keep all my organisational aspects of my life in one place to make it a lot easier. And for me, the personal size wasn't really doing that. I mean, I have quite a big handwriting and I like to write a lot of stuff, so it wasn't really, the personal size for me wasn't really working. So I don't go out of the house much. I stay at home. As you know, I work part-time and I'm a part-time housewife, so there wasn't really any need for one that fits inside my handbag that I take out and about with me. So I have an A5 size now, which is this one that you've probably seen quite a lot. It's the Apex size, and I really love this size. It sits next to me at my desk, next to my computer, and it also comes downstairs onto the breakfast bar in the kitchen with me, so it moves about the house with me, and I don't really ever have a need to use a diary or this planner outside of the home. So it's although it's big and heavy, it works for me. I mean, I do take it on holiday and stuff with this, but I feel that's different, you know, if you've got a whole load of luggage, to take this rather than just, you know, I don't take this just generally out and about. And yeah, it's the Apex brand, Apex Filofax, and I'm really not that snobbish about the style and the colour and all that kind of stuff, so I just went on amazon.co.uk and looked for the cheapest A5 Filofax, and this was it, and I got this for £15 plus shipping. So if you do want to get a Filofax, always check out Amazon, and you know, if you're not particularly fussy like I was, then you know, you can get some good deals. And ironically, this was cheaper than the personal size domino that I got for the giveaway. For some reason, a lot of the A5 sizes are cheaper than the personal, and I think that's because the personal is probably a lot more popular, because it's, you know, it's handbag size. So number 2, what made you choose to have a real planner as opposed to going digital? And what I mean by digital is, you know, like my husband, he has an iPhone, and he kind of tends to use the calendar on the iPhone and syncs it with his computer at work and at home, etc., etc. And 3 years ago, I worked in an office full time. I was in HR. Those of you who didn't know that about me. So yeah, I used to work in HR, and I used to use Outlook. I used to be a PA as well in a former life, and which is why I'm really good on organisation, because I used to have to for my job. And I always used to use the calendar function on Outlook, but you know, regularly it used to go down, and because I used to use like Outlook and electronic digital stuff for my work life, I kind of, when I got home, I wanted to kind of get away from that. And so I've always really liked kind of paper writing and organising and scheduling. And you know, how many times does something digital go wrong? I mean, it does, doesn't it? I mean, sometimes you do find that stuff just dies on you, basically. So I really like having something tangible, and I find it a lot easier to kind of spread myself out and kind of have a cup of tea and go through stuff. And I mean, my life's changed a little bit now since I don't work full time. You know, and obviously when I'm working at home, whereas I was working in an office before. So life is a bit different, and you know, it is a little bit, I mean, what's the word? You know what I mean? I just like kind of sitting down with a cup of tea in the mornings, going through my planner, looking at what there is. And also I find that if you're on the phone, it's a lot easier to kind of flick through your diary rather than, you know, flick through your diary rather than if you're on the phone and you're trying to look at your phone for your diary. I find that all a bit difficult, and I just don't like that. So the hard copy planner works for me. Number 3, what do your friends and family think of that? And I was interested to know about that, because when I very first got a Filofax, probably about 10 years ago now, because I got it when I just first started work after I left university, and all my friends laughed at me because they called me a yuppie. They thought it was very 80s to go and have a Filofax, and they all laughed at me, and I just did not get it. I think people sort of start to get it a bit more, but I know one other person that uses a paper-based diary. Other than that, I'm the only person I know that uses a Filofax or a day planner or actually something hard copy. Everybody else uses electronic devices, and they all think I'm a little bit archaic, and they don't get it, and I don't know why. Yeah, I just find it so much more helpful for me to have everything in one place, and everything kind of hard copy in front of me. But each to their own. If that's what works best for them, then that is fine. You know, I'm not saying that that's not. It's what works best for you to keep your life organised and in check. But yeah, my friends don't get it. They don't get me. But you know, with the Filofax. But then equally, they don't really know that I do YouTube, because I don't get that either. So I love my friends dearly, but they just don't. They're very old friends that I've had for a long time, and they just don't share the same sort of interests as me, which is a shame. But yeah, they just think I'm weird and old-fashioned that I've got something hard copy. Number 4, what sections do you have in your planner? Now, I thought I would throw that out there and just very quickly show you, because if you wanted to know more in depth, I do have a video series on how I organise my life on that if you want to see. But basically, I have like a personal and home, which is a personal to-do list, housework stuff, chores that need doing around the house. I have my sort of my work section and my YouTube and social media sections. I have a spending money section, because I like to kind of keep a tally of what I'm spending and how much money I've got, because it's not a bottomless pit, and if I want to spend. So the next section I have is for dinner and meal planning, and I have a section for my health, which I went into in a lot more detail, so everything I eat and exercise and stuff. Then I have Christmas, so starting to organise myself for Christmas. Then I have all my animals, and then at the back I have my diary. So if you want to see more in depth of my sections, then have a look on my channel. It was how I organise my life, and that was a 6-part series or 5-part. It was a several part series, so go and check that out if you're interested. Number 5. How does your planner work for you, and what functionality does it provide? So for me, it's not just a diary. You know, it's not just an appointment scheduler. For me, I have paper in it. I use it as a notebook. And it's everything for my life. Everything that's going on with myself and the house and the pets and my husband. Because although he uses his iPhone, I still do kind of keep stuff in here. And he regularly says, oh, you know, what, got anything going on tonight, dear? You know, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, so for me, it's just, you know, everything that's going on in my life is in this planner. And so I'm not really going to talk too much about that in the tag. That's pretty much it. Because, again, I pretty much covered that all in my series that I mentioned previous. So I'm including it in this tag because I really want to know your opinions and what it kind of means for you and your functionality. Number 6, do you decorate your pages? If so, how and what with? Or are you a minimalist? Now, I'm a minimalist when it comes to actually decorating my Filofax. I really love watching other people's videos and going on Instagram and seeing the Filofaxes that are all really pretty and really decked out with stickers and washi tape and all that kind of stuff. For a start, I do not own any washi tape, and I'm the first crafter I think I've met that doesn't own any washi tape. I have a couple of deco plasticky tapes, but that's it. I don't own any washi tape. But when it comes to organising, I'm quite a minimalist. When it comes to kind of getting creative and decorative, I tend to do that in my journals or my art journals, but not so much in my Filofax. I mean, as you saw, I do have various dividers in my journal, which are sort of pretty dividers that I made. Those out of card and scrapbook paper, so I like that look. And you know, if you followed all my other stuff, you know that I make and sell the inserts, and so I have a little bit of decoration there from the inserts, and then from what I sort of tend to print, like this is scrapbook paper here, and that had a blank other side, so I kind of tend to print on the other side sometimes and sort of colour in occasionally, colour in some bits of my inserts occasionally. But generally speaking, I like to keep it quite minimalistic because I don't know, I guess it's because I've always seen my Filofax as being a functional organisational planning tool rather than something decorative. I don't know, maybe I'll change. I don't know. I find some people's organisers a bit too over the top, and I kind of wonder where they write in it, but I do like to look at them. I think they're very pretty to look at, so I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how my journey continues, but at the moment I quite like it being fairly plain, fairly minimalistic, and I have my creative outlet in my journal. But if you've got an Instagram account and you post loads of pretty pictures of your Filofax, let me know because I like to look at them. Number 7, what inserts do you use? Where do you get them from? Do you make your own, and have you got any recommendations? Purely because there are loads out there on the market, and just because I make my own, as you know, and then I sell them in my Etsy shop, but just because I do that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to buy anybody else's, because the inserts that I make I developed for my own personal organisational side, and it was kind of what I wanted and what I needed. But I think there are loads of people out there who do make inserts who have a different take on organisation and how they organise. So it's really useful to kind of see other people's interpretation on organisation, because they may have done something or thought of something that I haven't thought of. So if anyone's got any recommendations, let me know, or do either in the comments or do the tag and let me know. So that would be great. So, you know, nice to know what else is out there and something that I hadn't thought of. Number 8, do you use anything else alongside your planner, like journals and notebooks? Now, as I said, I do have a keep journals, and I did do a video on my journal collection, which I'm probably going to do an updated one next year because it has changed quite a lot as I've evolved, because I'm constantly evolving. I do keep other journals, but they're mainly for expression, either written expression of my emotions and feelings, or a creative outlet for my drawing and painting. But I've kind of consolidated all my notebooks and things like that into here, so I'm not kind of all over the place. I'm tending to just use the one thing mainly, so that it's kind of keeping me organised to have everything all in one place. Number 9, what other tools or products do you use for organising yourself? Really, only other than what you've seen is post-it notes, and I did a tutorial on my channel on how to kind of make and print your own custom post-it notes for using in your Filofax. So this was like the to-do one that I showed in the video, and I do use those because I find them really easy to kind of jot something down, stick it in and move it around the place. But other than that, I don't really use anything else. Obviously a pen to write, because I don't really feel like I need to, but again, it's kind of interested to see what other people do, because there may be a different take. Number 10 and last question, what piece of organisation advice would you give to others? Well, I've got a few. My first one is, you need to do what's right for you, not what someone else tells you should be doing. You need to find your own way of organising yourself in whatever way that comes, you know, whatever way that comes. 2, you do not need to buy expensive products. You can get organised with just a piece of paper and a pencil. So, you know, don't feel like you've got to buy lots of expensive products. If you like to, and you like to buy pretty things, then that's fine. Do what's right. Do whatever is right for you. And that is the same advice I give all the time with my art journaling as well. And number 3, it only works if you use it, and you've got to stick to it. You know, no good sort of flitting around from one thing to another. Okay, you need to experiment and find what works for you, but once you've found what works for you, stick with it and use it. Like, you know, your diary doesn't work if you've got a stub in your diary, someone post-its and stuff everywhere. You need to kind of use it and keep using it and put it all in one place, I find. So yeah, so that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this tag. Please do it and let me know what you've done. As I say, I'd like to hear other people's perspective on organising and everything. So thanks for watching and happy planning, and I'll see you soon. Take care, bye. Hope you're well. I'm here today with a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be doing there goes the doorbell.